Hi everyone, this is where we're going to start to stitch our lovely little piece of collage that we made last week. I'm going to add more to it, but there it is, that's our flap. I haven't quite finished here, but all we did last week, a really lovely amalgamation of these pinks and greens. I've just been sorting out threads, thinking, can I use you? And I've gone for some pinks, some more robust colours. Here's a shiny one. Just whatever I saw in there, really. That lovely pale, but mostly they're in there, you know. They're in there somehow. And that's a good starting point. Having a palette, like last time we had the palette of fabrics. Now we're having a palette of lovely threads that we might want to use out, something to tempt us. Now these things are really great. These are variegated, but you know, beautiful hand dyed ones. Look at this one, isn't that lovely? Special. So I'm looking forward to trying those. You know, maybe a peach. It can bring in different greens. And that is that green, so I don't need that twice. All right, so yeah, here we are. This is our lovely piece that we're working on, and I have already started doing some tiny bits of stitching just to hold it down. See, can you see that that's just echoing what is underneath it? See, there's a stripy line. I'm just doing a few stripy running stitch lines as well. I did the same on this one to great effect. I started doing it just to hold that edge down there, and then I thought, well, look at the pattern, look at that banksia flower and how it goes off to the side. Well, then I started to do that, and I took it out over the edges, and I liked that held it down at the same time as it was doing the pattern. And then because I got so excited there, I did it again here. Can't stop. Right, let's have a look at this one. So I grabbed some pink, and from the pink I go up here. There we go, all the way up and into that petal, and that petal has some pink on it in sort of stripy areas. See here, we've got stripes, so I'm doing that, and I'm just doing some random kind of running stitch lines that follow those things down. And then I thought, well, I can make this as well come outside the edge and start to hold down some of this. So yeah, it doesn't always just have to be simple straight lines. You can really have some fun if you have some interesting fabrics. You just got to look for those patterns that are in it. See, here's a leaf that finishes. Well, maybe I could extend it. Or, oh, our lovely frayed bit. And the other thing is looking at colours. So yeah, I used the white here because I thought, you know, that was very dark, and I liked that this was a white frayed edge, so I used white to continue it up into that other this fabric here. And then this one had pink in it, and it was up against that beige background, and we got pink here. So it helps blend these ones together, doesn't it, to have that little bit of pink coming down off that. So that's the idea, and I'm going to have a lot of fun with this project, and you know, I hope you enjoy it, and it helps you see the patterns too, because it really is a wonderful exercise. So yeah, colour is what I was just talking about. Colour is where I think you need lightening. I like the idea of bringing the pink down into this, but then again I might look at an area and think, what does it need? And I work it out as I go. I might add some more fabrics yet. See, this one again, you know, I would probably do the same. I'd bring some lines down like that. I like doing that. And here we've got this pink. I have to sew the pink down. I can either use the white and bring it through. I could take some pink into the white. I could use something else entirely. And that doesn't need to be running stitch. We can bring other stitches in. But it's a wonderful exercise in creativity for you. Just to, figure out how you would make it work. And there might be a piece you don't like. See, look at this green. That's a big expanse of green with that blob pink. Well, we could either put something else there, or we could use different stitches. See those lines? That's making me think we could do lines again. I've got some of this delicious thing here. If I use some of that there, it would bring that pink down into the green. So lots of yummy things I can think of to play with. Let's get into it. There's nothing wrong with going around in straight lines around the squares. I've done that too. Two straight lines in a row there because I was worried that frayed edge might come a bit looser than I wanted. Same there. Right. I've just been using some of that beautiful variegated stranded thread and doing these lovely lazy lines. And whilst I'm doing it, I'm following this sort of warped weave of this linen and the frayed edges, and I'm blending it into the whole picture. If you can see, they're relatively straight over here. I've brought the pink down into the beige, I've brought some green into the pink, I've brought some pink here into this green, and I've managed to hold all those edges down. Not here and not here yet, and not here because it'll need special attention there. And I'm thinking what we need to do there is something that goes down like this that I did here. It goes up and over. So I'll probably do something there. Don't know yet. I'm thinking about it. Or I could put something over it. That would work as well. So that's what I mean about designing on the go. Designing on the go. That's a good idea. I mean, I could put a little bit of something over top of that bit so that would, disguise some of that fringing and give me something solid to go into. Because look, it's only ending there. I don't think we could do something there. Something over top of it. What would we want? I don't know. Let's try something pastely because we haven't really yet. Stranded thread again. I'm just going to use two strands of it this time. And I'm just going to see what I can think of to go over that. Nice icy pink. And why they choose something like that? It's actually in between the cream and the pinks that we have here. And it's not going to be noticeable. So if I decide to do something and I don't particularly like it, I can go over it with something else. It's a test. It's a tester. So let's try, I don't know. Let's try some little. Well, first of all, we'll do what we have done before and just see what it does. A running stitch, and sometimes it's longer, sometimes it's shorter, sometimes we do a long bit with a small gap, sometimes the gaps are larger. And we just mix it up a bit and see what happens. I'm going to go over this way now because that's my problem area. I'm hoping it makes this come down into it. Marries them together somehow. But I could do something else. Maybe this is just a background and I do something else on top. Whatever it is, I'm sure it's going to be fine. So have faith. And what does it matter if it's not? You'll either add to it or pull it out. Doesn't really matter at all. Alright, let's do this. A chain. I'm going to go back into the center of this here, and I'm going to do another chain. Let that go, creates my chain, and down there on the other side of the loop to anchor it. So now what I'm doing is getting a pretty flower. So it doesn't always just need to be running stitch, we could do something else. This is still a very simple stitch. See, I've come up there. I'm going to go in very close to where I came up, out there, keeping this out the way, because when I come up inside that loop, there, it creates that cute little shape. So what I've got is a flower. And the reason I did that was because I thought it would look quite good. I mean, it would be nice on that, and nice to bring some down into that. And it's echoing the design here of these flowers. So at the moment, because this is my little problem area here, I'm going to go like this and do it. Another one there. Now I could do some other flowers in a different colour if I wanted. I probably will. Now that I've seen that that works quite nicely. So when you finished your last one there, just anchor it like that. And with any thread, when you've finished, just take it through to the back. Do a couple of stitches. And trim. If you're good, you will trim. I'm not very good. So I'll do a few now. There. Can you see them? Here, 1 and 2. Does it look like similar to those? You could do probably a lot nicer ones, but they're very simple, and that does me. Easy, but artistic, you know, no pattern involved, just letting it flow the way that you would like to. So I think I would do the same with some dark pink, you know, and maybe even some light colour in that one, and just do a nice little spray of flowers over there to hold all that down. Don't forget our line is sort of like that, isn't it, I think? Can't remember. To keep that down so I don't get a ragged edge. So I will. I won't do it now, but yeah, I'll bring something down into that. The main thing is that's all kind of held now, you know. This bit's held. Well, some edges of it are held. But it'll happen, you know, eventually. Let's see if we can look at some different ways. Okay, so we've done some straight stitching. We've done some of these little daisies. We've followed lines outside here. You know, I could do the same with some white down into that pink. I'd like that. Anyway, but that is playing. I shouldn't play too much. Although I would like to do that, extend that out. And you see how I'm using the blank spaces as well? Like it. So why not? Alright, let's choose another thread. What are we going for now? Oh, I did have some of this out. Not too much because it's not really, but I thought it is that kind of colour, isn't it? Hey, we could actually, look at that leaf. Oh, I'm going to join it in. Well, maybe. Give the suggestion. Make it something for the individual to see or not what you've attempted to do. You know it's there. I'm going to start right up here and follow that line, I think. I could even go further, but for now I'll just do that and see if it leads me. I'm just going to go on that edge. See it? Doesn't matter if I go outside the edge. It's not going to worry me at all. Now, just to be a bit sneaky there. Now, how could we do it, eh? Well, when in doubt, plunge in. I don't think that is the saying you're meant to, that it's meant to be, but I like it. See, now I hadn't meant to join those two, but when I started playing here, I saw that it could be, and so therefore I did it. I'm going to go a little bit on this side and just continue that idea. Maybe just a double line. Just bringing in that stem. There, that'll do. I don't want to bring in too much of this green. Where else? Should I do that one though? Okay, I'm going to end off for now and go somewhere else with it because I don't want it to have too much of this colour. Just wondering if there's anywhere else I could place it. I do like the idea of extending that, but decisions. Or this. It's not that outlandish. Can you see there's a bit of greeny aquary colour in this anyway, so that's okay. And all I'm going to do really is a tiny little leaf shape. And I'm going to make sure that I hold that down at the same time. There. I'll go back later and put something else in there, but that's quite good. Not much anywhere else. Here on the front, I suppose. How about I just put a button on and use a touch of the green there. I'm wanting to put buttons on anyway. There, done. Which brings me to another stitch, seed stitch. And you see, we're just doing tiny little random stitches in different directions here. I don't have a lot of that aqua showing, but you know, it's blending it in a little bit. I love seed stitch in so many ways. Let's have a look at it as it would be for now. Okay, that's our thing like that. See, that really helps you to sort of visualize better, doesn't it? And I think you were more like that. Oh, yeah, I think that's pretty good. Yes, I seem to remember we had a little bit of that one there showing. Let's take it up a little bit further. That's it. That would be good. Alright, so if you can see, we got that tiny bit of aqua and here. That looks pretty good so far. Let's look at the back. And there's a little bit more of that aqua. Now I don't see where you pull that up and see what you mean here. See, I didn't really want to have a rough edge there. I could, but I prefer not to. So it depends where I fold it. I can fold it there if I want. No. Probably about there. So maybe I should mark that I don't want this to go that direction. It can go this direction. So I'm just going to put a pin there and just remind myself that what I want is all that frayed stuff not to poke up, but be down there so that it looks nicely tidy from that side. See? So, are you enjoying it? Well, I am. There's plenty more to do. So, hopefully you'll give it a go. Because I've only just begun. Well, that's quite a nice bag, I think. This could go up a bit. Because this will be sewn down, that will be in a seam. There, maybe that would be better. All just little decisions to make along the way. I quite like it with the gaps. I really do. Although I could, you know, I can do stuff. I can do stitches, I can do threads, I can do couching. I can do little groupings of things. So that nothing is complete. Don't go judging. Nothing is complete. But what a great start. I'll continue to just tack things down, but you know, don't go thinking you have to be on the edge. You don't. So you can do this. You can do this to join those. I will make sure I get all of that edge enclosed in somehow. Here I'll probably do that. Stitches down. I could do some stitching across. Oodles. Oodles of choices. But for now, let's finish up part 2 and I'll see you for part 3, where we'll complete this stitching, maybe do a little bit more special stuff with the stitching. So thanks for watching. If you've liked, don't forget to press like, subscribe if you haven't already, and see you for part 3.